Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think that little by little, which I think it's accelerated, we're going to have a straight confrontation between United States and Russia. I mean, it's been from the very beginning, but they tried to camouflage it and keep it a little bit under the rug. It was obvious that the Ukrainians, the so-called Ukrainian leadership, which is as Ukrainian as I am Chinese, and it's like I go and live in China and I marry another person like me, the same kind, and then my kids are going to be Chinese. You're going to be kidding me. And then my children will be, let's say, the president, and the prime minister and defense minister and the chief of staff of China, people like me in China. And they say, well, the Chinese leadership, you mean Emil with, yeah, so okay, we're gonna get to the straight confrontation pretty soon. Things are going, they just gonna get rid of the pretense of, oh no, we're not involved, it's just Ukraine with Russia, and they're gonna get there. Remember my, if you're not aware of my model of a mountain slope model, they started little, providing weapons, help, money, until they provide everything. And they're gonna get involved. And we're gonna get to nuclear I think nuclear solution, let's put it this way, because the Russians can't win against the rest of the guys over there on that side unless they really get the other side chipping in. Right now is Russia against the rest over there, the so-called monolithic, I would call it, West. They call it the collective West. Well, the collective West is not that collective. It's United States with its auxiliary troops, bottom feeders, how I'm calling them, bottom feeder or vassal states, or just auxiliary troops. That's what they are. NATO is a United States with auxiliary troops. European Union is nothing. It's a United States vassal territory. They do whatever they want. United States with those guys. They have no foreign policy. They don't do anything until United States says yes. So that's another thing. And they're gonna show up little by little. Why? Now Biden says, well, we're going, because you guys, Russia, use missiles and you destroyed the infrastructure of Ukraine now, doesn't say why, we're going to, now this crossed the line, we're going to provide Ukraine, our people who die for our interest, we're going to provide Ukrainians with, not Zelensky's, Ukrainians, we're going to provide them with sophisticated, modern air defense systems. So they're almost at the top of the top, right over there. Okay, now they can do whatever they want. They can say, okay, why did those guys shoot? So you escalate because why? No, they just want reasons. And what's going on is just Ukraine is used by United States to drain Russia of anything. They need to be drained. Manpower, economy going down, military, and if they can get rid of their leaders, that's a-okay. They want actually new Yeltsin over there, so they have Russia from 1991 to 1999. Bottom line. And Putin is talking about negotiating. Are you crazy? Are you naive? Nobody's going to negotiate with you. You are where they wanted you to be for a long time, and they finally got you there. Do you think they're going to let you slide? No, they want you dead, they want you out, all of you over there, and put a moderate Russian leadership. They're going to just bend over and take it from all these guys, starting with the United States, obviously, many times at any time of the day. So what's going on here? I'm just going to read the title, it's enough. This article is just another escalation, I would call it. Comes from Reuters from today, October 10th. Biden vows air defense systems for Ukraine after missile attack. I could say we're going to provide them because the Russians are bad, and they would have been good enough for the tards here. I want to say, yeah, man, we're going to do that. The idiots don't even think that that comes from their money. They come from their taxes and from their kids and the kids of the kids and the kids of the kids of the kids and so on. And they vote. Hey, okay, beautiful democracy. Yeah. So U.S. President Joe Biden pledged the to Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, his follower, on Monday, that the United States will provide Ukraine with advanced air systems after a devastating missile barrage from Russia. I, as a citizen of the United States, I oppose that. Emil, nobody gives a fuck. So there you go. And we are free. Yes, we're free and independent. Yeah. Biden spoke by phone with Zelensky, I doubt that, to give assurance about continued U.S. support and to condemn the senseless attacks from Russia that hit civilian targets. Sense, it has no sense. But the bridge, what bridge? What bridge? Cares? What? No? Premier bridge? What? Such a thing? President Biden pledged to continue providing Ukraine. He, the king of America, decides to provide that country, those guys, with weapons that we're going to pay for. He decided. Why? Because you voted for him. Whomever voted. All right? Support needed to defend itself, including advanced air defense systems, a White House statement on the phone call said. All right, good. And we find out the United States has provided more, not the United States, Biden, for my money, without asking me, just gave them 16.8 billion worth of U.S. security assistance. No. Weapons of war to kill. The ones that they talk about here. Oh, you got an AR-15 here? Oh my God, it's a weapon of war. What the fuck are you talking about? Pak. That's a weapon of war? Not even the steel or whatever the material is used for an AR-15 is for war. It's a piece of go to war and shoot it a few times over there in a real war and see how many rounds are going to shoot before your barrel goes. Just go and do it. There are videos, including the AK-47 so-called, used by these guys here. These are not weapons of war. These are semi-toys for tards like us citizens to think that we have them. We don't have them. Those are not war material weapons. Got that? Stop even discussing with these tards that kind of issue. Look at a real AK-47 and look at what these guys have. Okay? Made in Kujir, Romania, Shoot it a few times and see if that's the same kind, if you shot. Anyway, let's go back to these tards. So yeah, they're gonna give them more. That's the end of the article. They're going to give them more. Biden decides for us. So yeah, and then Putin wants to negotiate with the West. Nobody wants to talk to you, Putin. I don't understand this. I don't even know why they still pretend. We're going to get to that point where NATO will have troops over there for, I don't know, they're going to find a reason to say we're going to have troops in Ukraine, peace troops or something like, they're going to find a euphemism again, like a Orwellian term. They're over there to, I don't know, save the peace or something. They're not involved in the war. No. So don't shoot at us. We're just over there to provide the provisions and distribute food and all that. And if you believe that, then I got a bridge to sell you or whatever. Anyway, it's unbelievable. And little by little, you'll see that these guys are going to move in the so-called NATO. Anyway, the collective West will move in more and more. And the Russians will eventually is going to get to that point that had to be done from the very beginning. And say, okay, that's it, red line. Stop or we're going to, take a shit on this planet. We're going to get to that if those guys are still going to stay in power for a while and not taken out by Lindsey Graham and Granholm and whatever his name is, and John Bolton. those ones to take Putin out and so on and so on. It's just, that should have been put in this context from the very beginning. Not, oh, we're not involved, just to help them with some, I don't know, blankets, the poor Ukrainians, and with some food, and then we'll give them some helmets, then we're going to give them some rounds, ammunition. No! You give them anything to support them, you are at war, we blow everything up. Is that the way you're going to, that's where they're going to get to. That's going to get where they're going to get to. You'll see. Little by little they will be pushed there because they're going to be losing. The Russians will lose. There's no way they can win against all those guys pumping unless the Russians get serious, and there's going to be a catastrophe, let's put it this way, for all of us. So they're going to get to that eventually. They say, yeah, we're going to use this, oh no, we're going to use that. You'll see they will channel you to get to that point. Otherwise, they're just buying time. Buying time for Putin to go, Lavrov to go, Peskov, doesn't really matter. You know, all these guys, Shoigu, do that, and others. They're going to push these guys, the Russians, to that point. The problem is they used, as of now, almost 8 months, killed so many people, dispersed so many things, destroyed the economies. Anyway, it should have been put at the very beginning. They lost, wasted time, and they're going to get there when they're going to say, hey, stop, that's it. That should have been done from the very beginning, and I think everything would have been stopped right there. We shouldn't have gotten to this at all. But that's what happens when you have traitors. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.